Bienvenue dans ce programme. Je m'appelle Patricia Abuchi et je suis votre professeur de français pour aujourd'hui. Welcome to Joy Learning Channel. My name is Patricia Abuchi and I am your French teacher for today. Aujourd'hui, nous allons apprendre comment conjuguer les verbes dans la deuxième groupe ou l'imparfait. Today in our lesson, we are going to look at how to conjugate the second group of verbs in French. By the end of the lesson, learners will be able to conjugate 4 verbs in the second group in the l'imparfait tense. Avant de commencer, nous avons appris déjà que pour conjuguer les verbes dans la première groupe ou l'imparfait, nous devons faire les suivantes. We have already learned in our previous lesson that to conjugate an ER verb which belongs to the first group of verbs, we have to follow the following steps. We first of all have to conjugate the ER verb in the present tense, after which we take the first person plural form, cut off the ONS, and add the following endings: AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. We are going to take an example of an ER verb, that is, a verb that belongs to the first group of verbs, to conjugate it in the l'imparfait tense. And as we have already recollected that, we have to conjugate the ER verb in the present tense. So the ER verb we are going to look at is parler, which means to speak or to talk. So the first thing we have to do is our personal pronouns. So we have je parle, tu parles, elle parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, elle parle. And according to the rule, we need the first person plural form, which is nous parlons. So we have our parlons. Then we cut off the ONS. So the stem left, we will add our endings. So we have So the stem left is parle, 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 parle. Then we add our endings a, I, s, a, I, s, a, I, t, I, o, n, s, I, e, z, a, I, e, n, t. So we have je parlais, tu parlais, il parlait, elle parlait, nous parlions, vous parliez, il parlait, elle parlait, which means I was speaking, you were speaking, he was speaking, she was speaking, we were speaking, you plural were speaking, they masculine were speaking, they feminine were speaking. Now, in order to conjugate verbs that belong to the second group, we have to follow the same rule. And the rule states that you conjugate the verb in the present tense. Take the first person plural form, cut off the ONS, and you add the following endings. AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. The first verb which belongs to this group that I would like us to look at is finir. Finir. I believe you are trying to pronounce it. Yes, finir. And it is spelled this way, and it means to finish. If you had it right, clap for yourself. So from the rule, we are to conjugate finir in the present tense. So when we conjugate finir in the present tense, we will have j'ai fini, tu finis, il, elle finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, il, elle finissent. And we are to take the nous form, which is the first person plural. So we will do away with the rest. So we will only be left with finissons. Then we cut off the ONS. Then we will be left with finissent. And from the rule, we add our endings. A, I, S, A, A-E-S, A-E-T, E-O-N-S, I-E-Z, A-I-E-N-T. So we have je finissais, tu finissais, il finissait, elle finissait, nous finissions, vous finissiez, il finissait, elle finissait, which means I was finishing, you were finishing, he was finishing, it was finishing, she was finishing, it was finishing, we were finishing, you plural were finishing, they masculine were finishing, they feminine were finishing. I would like us to look at another verb that belongs to this group. And it is punir. Punir. Punir means, can you take a guess? Punir. Yes, it means to punish. So we first of all conjugate punir in the present tense. So we'll have je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. Now, the present tense is je punis, tu punis, il punit, nous punissons, vous punissez, il, elle punissent. Now the rule says we take the first person plural form, which is nous punissons. So we do away with the rest. So what is left? We cut off the O and S and we write the stem left. And we add our endings. A-E-S, A-E-S, A-E-T, E-O-N-S, E-E-Z. So we will have je punissais, tu punissais, il punissait, elle punissait, nous punissions, vous punissiez, il punissait, elle punissait, which means I was punishing, you were punishing, he was punishing, it was punishing, she was punishing, it was punishing, we were punishing, you plural were punishing, they masculine were punishing, they feminine were punishing. I would like you to try your hands on the next one on your own before we do it together. I would like you to try your hands on abolir. Repeat after me. Abolir. And abolir is spelled and it means to abolish. Okay, now let's do it together. We first of all conjugate it in the present tense. Because e and a are vowels, we have to do away with the e by j, and then we have our apostrophe. So we take the first person plural form, which is the nous, and we do away with the rest. Then we cut off the ons, and what is left, we put it there. The same e and a are meeting, so we do away with the e and we bring our apostrophe. And we add our endings. A-I-S, A-I-T, I-O-N-S. Pardon. A-I-S, A-I-T, I-O-N-S, I-E-Z, A-I-E-N-T. So we will have j'abolissais, tu abolissais, il abolissait, elle abolissait, nous abolissions, vous abolissiez, ils abolissaient, elles abolissaient. Which means I was abolishing, you were abolishing, he was abolishing, it was abolishing, she was abolishing, it was abolishing, we were abolishing, you plural were abolishing, they masculine were abolishing, they feminine were abolishing. I believe you had the same as I have here. If you did, applaudissez. The next I would like us to look at is remplir. And I would like you out there to try your hands on it before together we do the conjugation. Remplir is spelled and it means to fill. I believe you were able to do it. Now, let's do it together. We first of all conjugate it in the present tense. So we will have je remplis, tu remplis, il, elle remplir, nous remplissions, vous remplissez, il, elle remplissent. All we need is the first person plural form, which is nous remplissons. So the rest, we do away with them. And we take off the ONS, and we will have and then we add our endings, AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. So we have je remplissais, tu remplissais, il remplissait, elle remplissait, nous remplissions, vous remplissiez, il remplissait, elle remplissait, which means I was filling, you were filling, he was filling, it was filling, she was filling, it was filling, we were filling, you plural were filling, they masculine were filling, they feminine were filling. If you had it, another applaudissez for you. Now, I would like us to look at how to use these verbs we have looked at, how to conjugate in the imperfect tense. Use them in their correct forms in sentences. So we are filling in the blank spaces with the correct form of the verbs in brackets, that is the imperfect form of the verbs in brackets. The first example is Kofi punir sa sœur. Kofi to punish his sister. Now we are to look for the correct form of punir to replace here. So we will first of all have to conjugate the punir in the imperfect tense. So when we conjugate punir in the imperfect tense, as we did, we had je punissais, tu punissais, il, elle punissait, nous punissions, vous punissiez, il, elle punissait. Now, to know which form of punir will go with Kofi, we have to look for a pronoun that we can use to replace Kofi. And we can use il, which is the masculine singular third person singular pronoun. So when we replace Kofi with il, the correct form of punir, which goes with il, is punissait. So we will replace the infinitive punir with punissait, which is the form that goes with Kofi. So we will have Kofi punissait sa sœur, which means Kofi was punishing his sister. The second example I would like us to look at is Maman et moi nourrir notre famille. Mama and me to nourish our family. So we have to first of all conjugate nourrir. I hope you are doing it on your own. If you are, thumbs up. Now, together we will conjugate nourrir in the l'imperfect. So we will have je nourris, c'est, tu nourrissais, vous nourrissiez, il, elle nourrissait. Now, to know the correct form of nourrir that will go with the subject, which is maman et moi, we have to replace maman et moi with a personal pronoun. Mama and me. The personal pronoun we can use to replace mama and me is we. So when we look on the conjugation of the nourrir, nous goes with nourrissions. So the correct form of nourrir that will go with mama et moi is nourrissions. So we will replace nourrir with nourrissions. Mama and me were nourishing our family. In summary, we have learned that to conjugate a verb in the second group in French, we have to conjugate the verb in the present tense, take the first person plural form of the verb, cut off the ONS and add the following endings: AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. Rejoignez-moi dans notre leçon prochaine fois. Rejoin me in our next lesson. Until then, it is merci et au revoir.